this is one of the most debated topics of wrestling the last several years. It's another question from the Dominator. Who is on Arn's Mount Rushmore of wrestling? So there's 4 figures in wrestling you can pick, and they can be from any era, you know, living or not, but these are the all-time greats. This is our Mount Rushmore of wrestling. Who would you put?
Well, you'd be kind of foolish if you didn't put Hogan and Flair. Rick being the personality and that he was and is, and just the time that he put in the ring, taking care of the business and being the caretaker of the business. Hogan was the first guy that got over to that degree that anything with his picture on it was flying off the merchandise stands. I think Austin. Now comes the debate for who the 4th guy would be. Wow, that's tough.
It is. And this is why it's so heavily debated. You know, some fans say, oh, it's got to be The Rock. Others would say, well, look at what Cena's done. And others might go older and they'd say, well, Andre the Giant did it before anybody else. And then of course, if you grew up in the South, you probably have a spot on there for Dusty Rhodes or Terry Funk.
Correct. Everything you just said is 100% correct. That 4th one could be what will go debated maybe for another 20 years, and maybe somebody will rise to the occasion and become that 4th guy. I mean, there's probably 10 guys you could name that could take that 4th spot.
Anthony Valadez wants to know, did you ever live in Van Nuys, California? My next door neighbor looked just like you. If not, what was the favorite place you ever lived and why?
Oh, that poor fella. They thought he looked like me. He might want to find a cliff to jump off of. My favorite place to live, I guess, is Charlotte because it's home, but second place is Pensacola, Florida. Best kept secret in America. Most beautiful beaches you have ever seen. Everything is priced for a military town. So you can get a chunk of house for very, very reasonable. When the water is blue-green and that white sand that's about a foot deep, just like sugar, it is as beautiful as any place in the Caribbean. It's really wonderful beaches.